This is Optimal Relationships Daily, episode 1396. 5 Pieces of the Best Dating Advice for Introverts, Part 2, by Dr. Diana Kirschner of loveinninetydays.com. Hello, everybody, and welcome back for Part 2 of this post that we began yesterday from Dr. Diana Kirschner. I'm your host, Greg Audino, the guy that reads to you each and every day from some of the best relationship blogs and books on the market. Yesterday's post was no exception. It's off to a great start, and I'm excited to read the rest for you today. So if you haven't already, go ahead and listen to yesterday's part 1. But if you're all caught up, then let's jump right back into it and hear the rest of this article as we continue optimizing your life. 5 Pieces of the Best Dating Advice for Introverts, Part 2, by Dr. Diana Kirschner of loveinninetydays.com. Best Dating Advice for Introverts, tip number 3. Know that everyone is interesting when they're real. Here's a mantra I learned from the brilliant acting teacher Jack Plotnick. Quote, every person is interesting when they are real. End quote. When you are your authentic self, without social facade or pretense, none of your energy is bound up in monitoring yourself and how you're coming off to others. Instead, your full energy and attention are available in the moment. You're able to pay attention to the person you're with. You're free to act and speak from your whole self based on real needs, impulses, and desires. Voila! Your natural liveliness, inquisitiveness, quirkiness, and funniness emerge. You can still be polite and socially appropriate, but in a real way that's grounded in natural feelings of loving connection and compassion. This is true happiness and beauty. The Velveteen Rabbit. Here's how Marjorie Williams describes the Velveteen Rabbit becoming real in her classic allegory. Quote, he was real. That night he was almost too happy to sleep, and so much love stirred in his little sawdust heart that it almost burst. And into his boot-button eyes, that had long ago lost their polish, there came a look of wisdom and beauty. End quote. Being real means you become grounded in knowing that you are beautifully okay just as you are. You regain your basic wisdom, which is grounded in the ability to know what you really want and need. You're free to feel your feelings and be in love with life, just as you were when you were first discovering the world. Build on that early identity so that you open the beautiful facets of yourself like a well-cut diamond. Just remember, every person is interesting when they're real. One of my best pieces of dating advice for introverts is this: take chances, be different, have fun. For example, dance on a table, be silly, sing off key. Don't do anything self-destructive, but catch the impulse, follow it, and see what you say or do. Play and let yourself be you. If you break free like this, you will fall in love with yourself in a way that helps others feel good and free to be real too. Tip number 4, put your attention outward. When you're feeling shy, notice that it's a sign that your attention is inwardly focused on you. You're focused on something that is not good about you right now, or how bad, inadequate, or unattractive you think you're going to be if you say or do something. The key to feel more confident in that moment is to put your attention outward. For example, focus on something about the other person, like the guy's great eyes, his beautiful briefcase, or even the meal you're eating, and then make some juicy comments about that, such as, wow, you have the most amazing eyes. I love your shirt. Where did you get it? This is the most savory, yummy dish. He will respond positively, and then build from there into more fun and bold flirting. Shy guys. This is also key when you're with a guy who's on the shy side. More reserved guys tend to give almost no go signals in the beginning, so that makes you feel even more self-conscious. If when you put your attention outward on him and make a positive comment about whatever you're noticing about him, you're inviting him to relax out of his shyness. Then you can have a conversation about what you have in common, which will help him to focus outside himself so that he will relax more out of his own shyness. Have you ever noticed how when one person looks towards the sky, other people follow with curiosity? That's exactly what happens with this move, and you can have lots of fun together. Tip number 5. Try out key flirting moves. Once you have your attention going outward, try some of these great flirting moves. Often when we're introverted, The guy that we're with assumes that our quietness means that we're bored or simply not interested in him. So remember that he's feeling insecure, just like you. And these flirting moves will help him to relax, become real, and have a good time with you. Make eye contact and smile. While sitting, cross your legs and jiggle your foot in his direction. Touch him lightly on the arm, shoulder, or neck. Touch your lips, neck, or chest. When appropriate, play with your hair, clothing, or an object. Whisper in his ear. When possible, give him a mini massage. When you can, laugh at his jokes. Compliment him. Say his name a lot. Give him a complimentary nickname. Ask open-ended questions. Ask for help with something. In particular, find out what he likes to eat or what sports, hobbies, or movies he likes. Once you discover something in common, ask him if he would like to do it sometime. When leaving, say you'd like to see him again. You just listened to part 2 of the post titled 5 Pieces of the Best Dating Advice for Introverts by Dr. Diana Kirschner of loveinninedays.com. And that's a good wrap up from Dr. Diana. Thanks once more to her for letting us read this article across the last couple of episodes. So she mentioned something in the first half of this post that caught my ear, that being her thought on taking chances, being different and silly, etc. Well, certainly this can be hard to do for introverts, even after listening to or reading a guide as supportive as this one. So for that idea specifically, one way to ease into it if you're having trouble might be taking those types of chances in ways that you see your date doing the same, or having to do with something that you both have in common. For example, maybe you want to try like an off-kilter joke or something to express yourself, but you can't quite figure out how or when to do it. Well, if you see him singing off-key, you might find it more comfortable to do the same and express yourself in that way. Or if you're really into cooking and try a lot of bizarre recipes, that might be something to share when he talks about a time in which he burnt a dinner that he was trying to make. So the idea is to consider following his lead into that which feels a little odd and uniquely you, maybe something you'd be nervous about bringing up otherwise, and ultimately letting him break that ice if it's something that you're struggling to do. Okay, everybody, that's going to wrap us up for today. As always, I thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed both parts 1 and 2 of this article and found some key takeaways. And be sure to come on back tomorrow where we will start our parenting leg of the week. I'll see you there, where your optimal life awaits.